If you give Russell Wilson just a little bit of a running game. Oh, my, he was quite good. If you give him a little bit of defense, not even great, he was quite good, wasn't he? 23 of 28, 200 yards, 2 TDs, no picks, and a quarterback rating of 120, and better than Kyler Murray, who everybody now loves. That's interesting. I'd like to thank Seattle offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer for watching our show apparently last week. NFL fans, and I can be guilty of this, have a very short memory. Patrick Mahomes is the new league king, right? Do you know what Patrick Mahomes was through the first 10 games last year? 6-4. That's it. 6-4. Kansas City's defense in the first 10 games last year was 19th in the league. They needed him to do more. Mahomes, throw more, run more, make more plays. And then in the last 6 games, the Chiefs' defense was number 1 in the NFL. And what was his record then? 6-0. And that defense also carried him to the Super Bowl championship. Aaron Rodgers has 1 Super Bowl. It was the year his defense was top 5. When you don't have a defense like Patrick Mahomes early last year or Aaron Rodgers much of his career or Russell Wilson last 2 years, you are asking in a league with some of the great athletes in the world to make more plays and take more risks. And guess what? You make more mistakes. Both those quarterbacks last night are fantastic. Russell's better, of course, at this point. They put on a show. But there is this weird belief, and I've seen it with Steph Curry, that, it's a little lucky. Seattle, Marshawn Lynch, Legion of Boom, Pete Carroll carrying Russell Wilson, when I can make an argument. They had a losing record in Seattle under Pete Carroll for 2 years until Russell Wilson arrived. By the way, Seattle's defense wasn't even great last night. I'm not even sure it was good. It was acceptable. The receivers, DK Metcalf, dropped 1 touchdown and probably 2. They weren't great. And oh, by the way, Seattle was once again a penalty-filled mess. They had 8. It's not like he got great support last night. He just got some support last night. And great quarterbacks, they don't need everything. Big Ben's running game in Pittsburgh is not very good right now. They can't run the football. He's 9-0. Aaron Rodgers is 7-2. And Green Bay has 1 trustable big-time wide receiver and can struggle against the run. Russell Wilson doesn't need everything. He just needs something. And last night he got something. He got a running game. Pete Carroll talked about it after the game. This kind of felt like that bruising running game with Carlos Hyde. It kind of felt like the old Seahawks. You know, it is interesting when you're different, maybe a little smaller, you're not as cool, not beloved on Twitter, people are reticent to embrace you. And Russell Wilson last night surpassed Peyton Manning for the most wins through 9 years, and he surpassed Tom Brady in the most wins plus playoff wins through 9 years. Statistically, he's way better than Peyton Manning was at this point. But Aaron Rodgers was given the mantle 3 years into the league because Aaron looks like quarterbacks have looked. Mostly a pocket guy. He's got a big arm. He's got a little swag. He's kind of cool. And so he just said, "You the man." Russell's never had an MVP vote. He plays the position differently. He's kind of small. He runs around more. Now, today you're saying, Colin, quarterbacks run around all the time. They didn't when he came into the league 9 years ago. Kyler Murray would have played baseball. He would not have been drafted. Baker Mayfield would not have been drafted. Johnny Manziel would not have been drafted. Steph Curry and Russell Wilson have changed the game. But Steph isn't internet cool. Those shoes he wore were awful. I mean, I liked them, but I'm not cool. And, you know, whenever the players in the NBA are asked about the guys they respect, Westbrook gets way more respect. He's fashionable. He's cool. He's physical. Steph really isn't. But we play basketball, high school, college, and pro, international, differently because of Steph Curry. And NFL teams now draft the most important position differently because of Russell Wilson. And that's not to say Aaron Rodgers isn't great, but Aaron is kind of your prototypical, got an ego, got a big arm, mostly in the pocket. We love Green Bay. Seattle's a non-traditional power, right? Like, we didn't talk about Seattle before Russell Wilson, but that's just the reality of it. Russell Wilson's never needed everything. He just needs something. And last night he got a really good running game, and that was something enough. All right, this surprised a lot of us. So Drew Brees gets hurt. banged up ribs. And so we all assumed, I did, well, Taysom Hill will back up now Jameis Winston. And it comes out this morning that actually Taysom Hill took the starter reps, and he's going to be the starter. And there's going to be no Jameis Winston. And it's going to be all Taysom Hill. I talked about this a couple days ago. I don't think Twitter's real life because I look at resumes. And I think if you've done a good body of work in your life, you get a bad day or a bad pass or a bad sentence or a bad moment. On the internet, you can be a schmuck your entire life, but if you're good on YouTube for 5 minutes, suddenly you're Barack Obama. You're Ronald Reagan. You're a global figure. I'm going to trust the Saints on this. Mickey Loomis may be the best general manager in the league. Go to the last 5 or 6 Saints drafts. They don't whiff on anybody. They hit on almost everybody. So that's one of the brain guys. Sean Payton, he's really good at offense and stuff. He's at the practices. I'm not. I'm going to trust him. I mean, Jameis to me feels like the better fit long term, but maybe for the week, Taysom's the better fit. Ask yourself this, and people say, Colin, you've been down on the Saints for the last couple of years. And I have been, and here's why. I want you to think about this. The New Orleans Saints do not throw the ball down the field. What would the Kansas City Chiefs be if you took away Patrick Mahomes' deep ball? What would the Seattle Seahawks be if you took away Russell Wilson's deep ball? What would Big Ben's career be if you took away the deep ball? The Saints have gone 13-3, 13-3, and 7-2. They don't throw the deep ball. It's insane. That's why I've been down on them. They have 6 completions over 20 yards, being air yards. Green Bay's got 24, 23, 4 times. It's why I have my issues with Green Bay. But in the NFL, you got to get occasional cheap touchdowns. I mean, if you really watch Russell Wilson play, if you watch the Seahawks under Pete Carroll, they pound, suck you in, go over the top. That's the whole game plan. Pound. People come in, suck you in, and Russell throws the best deep ball. Kansas City, by the way, likes to run the football more than you think. They pull you in, you can't double cheetah because of Travis Kelce, and they go the deep ball. New Orleans doesn't throw it. 13-3, 13-3, 7-2. And by the way, favored this weekend by over a field goal. So this is one of those things where I'm just going to trust New Orleans. It doesn't feel like the move I would make. And for the record, long term, I think Jameis is the more franchisee quarterback. But maybe for the week, because none of us have ever seen Taysom Hill start, he's got 18 career passes, not touchdowns, passes in the NFL. It's a division rivalry. Jameis, by the way, has struggled in his career against Atlanta. He has. That's indisputable. 1-5. So maybe Sean Payton, who knows the NFC South really well, said, this week, they don't know what the hell Taysom Hill is. They've never seen him. They don't have any idea. And the element of surprise is our friend. And we think we can hold them down under 25 points, 26 points. But I do think resumes matter. I mean, I'll give you an example. The LA Clippers this week traded Landry Shamet, and I really like him. But I was like, okay, well, I saw what Jerry West did in Memphis and Golden State and the Lakers, and now the Clippers, and I'm like, all right, he knows more than I do. I'm going to trust him on that. Like, I like Landry Shamet. I like him. Everybody I know likes him. I think the Clippers liked him. But they suddenly traded him. Okay, I'll just trust Jerry West. Your resume matters. Saints, Mickey Loomis, Sean Payton, at least for a week. Now, maybe by halftime Sunday, I think they're crazy people. But for this week, they see something, they know something. I'm not there. I'll trust them. For a week, I trust their decisions. They're smarter than mine. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.